Welcome to the Sonny and Cher pod. It's a new year, it's 2026. We're halfway through the season, so what better time to do the mid-week season, the mid-season review. Awards, good and bad, and also we're going to be looking ahead to this weekend's key battles and this month's potential Manager of the Month contenders. But before we do all that, hello, Alex. Hello, CJ, my co-host. I feel like I haven't spoken to either of you for ages because I missed the last couple of pods.
Yeah, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who's this guy?
I'm just a part-time commissioner these days. How are you doing,
He just
Alex?
rocks out when he feels like it now. Because he's doing so well, he rocks out when he feels like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
Dominating the league.
I disappeared on that 3-match losing streak, but now I beat Stu. I'm back.
True, actually. I didn't clock that. That's literally it.
I threw my toys out
Good
the pram,
timing.
but now I'm back. Yeah. How are you doing, Alex?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Obviously, we haven't really had any fantasy the last. Siege and I did that episode earlier in the week where we did a lot of chatting about Prem managers, elite managers, etc., which was good. I think, Siege, we had a bit of a boo-boo that we Peaks called us out on it in the fact that we were talking about elite managers and we totally forgot Carlo Ancelotti. How we didn't talk about Ancelotti is beyond me. But
yeah, true.
We completely missed him.
Now he's at Brazil. He's gone. He's forgotten.
Well,
now.
he's on Man United's shortlist, by the way.
I'd love to know who's on that shortlist. I think Tim Howard's on that shortlist. You know what I mean?
Every single ex-player.
Mark Bosnich.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. I'm good, Ben. It's didn't watch any FA Cup games because no interest. Doesn't bother me. So I had a weekend away from football, which was quite nice.
Nice. How about you, Siege? How you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Actually, do you know what? It's been a week off fantasy has actually been good for my mental health this week. It was really.
You needed it.
I was on the point of no return. I'm not gonna lie. It was getting to me, but yeah, no, it's been a good week. Thinking about my team is an absolute disgrace, as I'm sure we will discuss. It's sending me some horrible stats that I would be, if I got those stats and I found them, I would be sending them on as much as I could. So I appreciate that you sent it just to us.
Siege, there may be a time in this episode where they accidentally appear on screen.
Yeah, I thought they would. To be fair, like I said to you boys before, stats like that have to be shared with the nation. But no, I'm looking to be fair, I probably have to wildcard. My team is a disgrace, but I've done a few drafts. I haven't pulled the trigger just yet. But we'll see.
We will see. We will see. And we'll get to your stats for sure. Don't worry about it. Before we do all the key battles, though, Alex is going to be presenting the mid-season awards, aren't you, Alex? So it's over to you. Without further ado, let's get stuck into some of this because some of this should be really good.
Yes. So I'm going to share my screen. So give me a second. I've put a lovely presentation together. This is what everyone has been wanting to see. All our new listeners, all our league, they want to know how they've got on in their mid-season awards. Obviously, I know we're in game week 22 this week, but with halfway point falling over Christmas, we thought we'd wait and do this in January. So here we go. We've got the Sonny and Cher FPL head-to-head league mid-season awards, which go from game week 1 to game week 19. Before we get into these awards, I just want to give a big shout out to FPL. Is it FPL Rivals or Rivals FPL?
Rival FPL.
Yeah, Rival FPL. Yeah, apologies. I did write it down and I've just closed my phone so I can't see my notes. But a big shout out to him who has built this in absolute. Those of you that have seen this app, it is probably one of the greatest apps I've ever used or websites I've ever used in my life. Like the amount of stat detail it goes into is absolutely phenomenal. And I love it. I spend, I'm not afraid to admit that I spend hours on it a week trolling through stats of all our managers in our league.
It's
and
insane.
Every week there's something new on there. So a massive shout out to the guy that runs it. We're going to get him on the pod sometime soon as well to talk us through in more detail. But I just wanted to say before, I didn't really need to do any homework for the mid-season awards because he'd already done it for us on the website.
Exactly.
So all I needed to do was go on there and take a few screenshots and snips, and there it was. So I'm not going to take any credit for this. I will give most of the credit to him.
Your
but
spreadsheet's redundant, mate. Your
Yeah.
spreadsheet's gone, boy, isn't it?
I don't even use that anymore. What spreadsheet? What we're talking about?
Form guide's gone, boy, isn't it? See you later,
Yeah.
lads.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, one, what are you doing? We've plugged it enough, so we're going to keep plugging it. And two, if you have seen it, keep looking at it because it changes every other day. There's something new goes on there. And I think Ben's got a few requests that he wants to go on the
I
website
do,
that will
yeah,
benefit him.
yeah, exactly.
Mainly around here is where
Yeah.
how good he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
But-
to finish the plug, it's rivalfpl.com, and then our league code is 24925. So rivalfpl.com. It's going to prompt you for a league code. You put your league code in, which is 24925. And then once you've done that, it's going to come up with our league. You click who you are, or you can look at other people's stats as well. And then it's going to take you into an entire dashboard that includes your team, ranks, rivals, stats, luck, awards, captain picks, chips played, everything you could ever dream of, really.
What we'll do, Ben, is once we've done the mid-season reviews, we'll give everyone a mini tour again,
Yeah,
just to
I
show,
think
everyone
that's
CJ's stats.
Yes.
Yeah,
Love it.
nice stats. Thanks.
Love it.
I was actually we do another, like, just the lads I used to play footy with in London and from back home. We do a head-to-head league, and I sent it to AG, my mate, about when you boys sent it to me, and he was just very much like, oh yeah, I'll take a look at it, but obviously didn't. But but now, like, when we see, and I'm sure he'll get on it again because he listens to this pod every week, but what I love about it, you can just, like we were saying, in an ideal world, we would love to run 2 leagues next year because there's 2 leagues. You can just drop the league codes in so easily, can't you? It's so good for any heads. That's what's class about it, you know?
Yeah, it's a
Div
website
1 and
built
a Div
around
2.
head to head.
Yeah.
A site built around
amazing.
head to head, whereas the official fantasy site treats head to head as sort of an afterthought. So, yeah, it's an amazing site, and I encourage everybody to have a browse of it because hopefully we're going to be using it a lot over the coming months and years.
Most definitely. Right, should we get into the mid-season awards?
Let's do it.
Nice
There may be-
PowerPoint, by the way, actually.
But you're welcome. Yeah,
That's nice.
I love a good PowerPoint, mate. So I've separated. We've got some Achievers Awards to give out first for the mid-season awards. So we've got King of the Hill, which is obviously Ben, because through the first 19 weeks, Ben was top of
Unstoppable.
the head-to-head standing. So well done, Ben.
Thank you
You've
very
already
much.
taken 1 award home, and we've only just started. It could be the first of many for you tonight.
Come
to be
on,
honest.
I'm loving this episode so far. This is amazing.
Yeah. So Ben's taken the big ones. He's taken both the big ones, one being top of our head-to-head league. Balf will be absolutely fuming. He still hasn't won anything this season. Just going to shout that out. And then, Ben, you also took the Points Machine Award. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You took it by a good 30 points away from Nick. So
Nick and Stu are very
congratulations.
cose there, though.
I was going to say, I
very
can't
good.
believe they're that close, actually.
2 points
Yeah.
between them as well. So Nick's on. So this is just 1 to 19. Gabe
This
1
was
to
through
19.
19
Yeah.
weeks. So
19.
now we've gone a couple more weeks past that, haven't we? So
So I've got
I think-
1179. Nick's got 1149, and then Stu has 1147. So that's phew, that is competitive.
I think it's slightly changed since then because
yeah.
of some people's forms, but that's where it was. So let's take a look. We won't talk too much about you, Ben, because you're going to be picking up a fair few awards, I think, tonight. Oh, what a surprise. So we'll get into the
Jesus.
other Achievers Awards, which is around performance throughout the first 19 weeks of the season. Steady Eddie Award, which is just points average per game week.
Mhm.
Ben, through the first 19 weeks, you averaged 62.1 points per game week. So that's
Bloody
3
hell.
out of 3 awards that you've already taken
Come
home.
that
on.
is excellent.
This is why I love this
Um,
website so much.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
so that's the Steady Eddie award. Then we've got the next, which is the On Fire Awards, the most consecutive game week wins. This was actually a tie. Ben, again, you can take another award home this evening. That's your 4th one in 4 awards. But you're going to have to share this one with Peaks, because both of you went on a
Peaks? 9 in a row, boy.
9-game winning streak. I know.
Fair play
I know.
to the lad.
Yeah,
9 in a
massive.
row.
And then Ben's going to take home not only his 5th consecutive award of the night, for Captain Fantastic, for getting the most points out of his captain picks, a total of 324 points.
I don't know how I've
from your
won that
captain
one,
pick.
really, though, because all I've done is Captain Haaland. I think there's been 2 weeks out of the 19. I think I went for
Hey, Ben.
Ekatike 1 week. I can't even remember the
Mate,
other
strategy, mate.
Saka,
you have
that was
preached that to be. You have preached that from word go.
Yeah,
just
never get
Captain
fancy.
Haaland, and obviously, it's sorting you out. Let's be honest.
Nick's running me a close second there. So I've got 324 points from captain choices, and then Nick has 311. And then Rafaro's just behind with 310. So again, it's a really...
Rafaro had some sly picks, I think, earlier on in the season. But Ben, your run is now over as we move into the next row. So we're going to now look at the game week god. So this is the most amount of points in a game week. Siege, you thought you might have snatched this one, but you're going to share it with Nick.
Yeah,
both of you
I'll
have
take
had
that.
98 points, which is a good. So you've got your first award. I don't think I pick up any awards, by the way, in this. But there we go. Then the next award is the World Beater. So the best FPL rank in a single game week. Out of all the people in our league, it was Thomas Jennings.
How did he do that then? Home. If he doesn't get game week god, how did he do?
Well, I think it was that one game week where he captained Eze.
Yes, yeah, it was. Everyone and no one did anything. Yeah, it was. He got like 78 or something when everyone else did nothing.
So he's the top 50,000.
So actually,
wow.
Yeah, in the game week 12 of all game weeks. So there we go. And then we've got Mr. Reliable. So this is like the lowest standard deviation from each game week score.
Sorry, mate.
So
what does
the most consistent score throughout, and that went to Dassie. His score rarely changed.
Okay,
that's actually, I quite like that one. Mine would be an absolute disgrace. My standard deviation.
I looked at mine, Siege, and it's like this.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Mine would be mountains. Yeah, would be mountains.
If you score really highly one week and then really lowly the next week, that's
another
a high
week.
standard
The deviation would be huge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My world beater one. I was 3rd in that. Was that my 98 pointer? What was I? 95k was I?
Yeah, I think so.
Game week 12, same as Tom.
I think it wasn't game week 12. It's just that was a little blip in the app. Obviously, the app is still a work in progress, isn't it? Or the website. So there's a few little deviations, but there we go. So the rest of the Achiever Awards, we look at a chip wizard. So the highest score in a chip week.
Nice.
So when you've used a chip. So that goes to our defending champion, Mike Clements, who took home 97 points in game week 10. By the way, Nixie did also the same.
Yeah, that was his wild. Was that what? No. What did he do there?
Bench boost.
Bench boost.
I think it was his bench boost week. Yeah. So there we go. And then Siege, you pick up another award here, for raw talent, a higher score without using a chip. Obviously, you share that one with Nick because you both had the highest game week score of 98 points.
That's bloody impressive.
And
getting 98 points without a chip.
The last 2 Achiever Awards that we've got to share is a Transfer Genius, which means getting the best out of your long-term transfer impact. So, Connor, congratulations. Out of the 20 transfers you've made through the first 19 game weeks, you took home every time you got about 11.8 points extra from that transfer. So
that works out to 235 points over 19 game weeks. Your transfers have earned you.
Huge transfers there.
That's unreal. And that's like way ahead of second place. Dassie's in second place with 181. So that's 50 points more than his closest rival. And then you're third, Siege.
Is that me in third?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
have
I got?
Well, you did 20 transfers at an average of 8.9, so 178 transfer points.
Although you
And
taking
he's
out
made
Thiago for Ekitike probably really hurts that
Yeah.
after game week 19.
I'll talk about that later on, but yeah, that was just an absolute.
No, but on paper it makes
Yeah.
sense, doesn't it? But yeah, it's absolute disaster. I
You
imagine
should
millions
see-
of managers have done that.
You should have seen his form before that. It was a disgrace.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
mate, don't
then-
worry, you're not the only one who took him out.
No.
I think most people took him out, I think, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, the last Achievers Award again relates to transfers. So having the best immediate transfer impact. And again, obviously that falls to Connor with his 85 points he's got from taking immediate transfers.
So that's
Very good.
probably
Again,
the
that's-
amount of
that's
points
pretty
they earn
impressive.
the first game week they play after
The
you've transferred
first
them
game
in.
week, yeah. So Siege, that's where you picked up most of yours as well,
Yeah.
finishing second there with 83.
I think
It
that
looks
was
like-
my AFCON ones, because that 98 came straight after the 5 free transfers.
there you go. Yeah, very good.
Apart from
Very
that,
good.
after that, it went seriously downhill. So good job it's game week 1 to 19, not 1 to 22.
Yeah. And then just the last two Achiever Awards, we've got the head-to-head battles. Connor takes home another one, and this is
Nice.
the biggest jump between game weeks. So
Wow.
he jumped up 14 places in our league between game week 6 and game week 18.
20th to
Which is a
6th.
pretty-
That's bloody good.
Yeah, 20th to 6th, and that's put him right in the playoff contention, that little run he had there. And then obviously, Ben, you pick up another award, I think your 6th one of the evening, the Unstoppable Force, with 9 wins in a row.
It's
between games
unbelievable
week
that
1
I don't know how I
and
did that, but yeah, 9 straight wins off the start of the season.
That
you know-
sorted you. That sorted you out. You
There's-
haven't slowed down either. to be fair. You
Well,
haven't slowed
I
down.
mean, you say that, but like, I think during that 9-win streak and the opening 9 game weeks, I reached a rank as high as 3,000. You know, after Mickey van der Ven scored twice and kept a clean sheet against Everton. After that, I went up to 3,000th in the world. Unfortunately,
That's insane.
I've not been able to stay there. I'm in like 70k now, but yeah, that was peak for me.
Still.
3k
Yeah, that
is
is class.
unbelievable. But yeah, it's leveled out a bit since then. But
So
Try and keep
that's
it
the
going.
positive achievers. we're now going to look at some of the dubious honours.
The first one. The first name.
so-
The first name.
So the Basement Dweller Award, which is the person who is at the bottom of the table, and I still think he is currently
Yeah.
bottom of the table on
he's
18
in
points.
real trouble.
Is Gazzy T there on 18 with the least head-to-head point standings through the first 19 weeks. Trotty was close there on 24 and Farney also on 24. And then points poverty. So the lowest amount of points in our league goes to Trotty through the first 19 game weeks with only 925. So if we go back to what you were on, Ben, 1,100 and something, Trotty was a good 300 points or so behind you, closely followed by Luke with 237, who's had a bit of a revival
937.
recently.
He had a worldie. He had a worldie last week, didn't he?
Yeah, and
Captain
then also
Thiago.
Jennings. But I think for Jennings, we'll get on to Jennings in a minute as to why his points total was so low through the first 19 game weeks. So remember, these are the bad awards. These are the awards you don't want to win, right? So it's probably not a great start for Trotty either.
What
'cause they
about,
could-
about me losing to both Gazzy and Trotty the last 2 weeks as well? I
Yeah.
might as well be the basement dweller times 2. Do you know what I
I
mean?
think you are the basement dweller for the last 5 weeks.
You might be for the second half, mate. Wait until the second half comes
Mate.
Yeah,
out.
imagine if you
Gen-
fall off a cliff now.
Fucking basement dweller. I might as well stay in the basement at this rate. Jesus Christ.
Right, moving on to performance. I think Gazzy and Trotty take a few awards
Yes.
here. Gazzy again, 11 consecutive game week defeats. Not a streak he wanted to have.
Ice
So he
No,
takes
that's
home the
rough.
Ice Cold Award for that. Not great. And then Captain Calamity, picking the most awful captains, again goes to Trotty. Only 175 points from his
From his
captains. Whereas
captains.
Ben, I
Ooh.
think you were 300 and something.
Yeah.
So again,
Pretty much double. Pretty much
Yeah.
double that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double. So
Dassey's second in that, but
not
I'm
great for-
surprised actually.
Yeah, Dassey second in that.
But he did.
But I think he forgets to change his captain. I
He
think
does.
sometimes,
He
if I'm
does.
honest.
I've seen that
Yeah,
a couple of times in
yeah.
the group, and
And I-
also he's probably a
then
bit better now because he captained Thiago. So for the second half of the season,
Agreed.
he'll be in a better position.
Agreed. But and Farney's also a bit rogue. I think Farney triple captained Chiesa at one point. So I think that was for a maximum 3 points.
That had to be for a bet, surely. That had to be for a bet.
Well, I do know.
The fact he actually started cracked me up as well. Like, he actually started that game.
Yeah.
Him and
Jennings.
51 minutes,
because Jennings triple captained Voldemar, didn't he, for a 45-minute appearance, and that was a bit of a disaster as well. So they're competing for that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Moving on to the next award, which is a nightmare week, which is the lowest points in a total game week out of our league. That goes to Jordan in game week 6, where he took home 20 points.
Ooh.
That is horrible. That's a horrible stat.
That list of people getting in the 20s was quite high. There was a lot of people scoring in the 20s so far this season. Not a great award. And then Jennings goes from not only having the highest game week rank in one game week, but also has the worst game week rank in our league at 12.5 million in game week 16. Not pretty.
Aren't there like 12 points? How many total fantasy players are there?
12.8 million.
12.8 million people play fantasy, and he was 12.5.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Butler, you're making an appearance for the first time, mate. What's your one there?
Yeah.
In third.
7 million.
What game week was that?
Well, it says 16, but that's where I think there's a glitch in the website still. Yeah, still a bit of variance. And then the wild ride, the man that jumps between points the most, having some epic game weeks and then some quite lowly game weeks. A big variance of 20.4 between each game week, roughly. That's a pretty significant.
I don't mind. I wouldn't actually mind that one. I prefer wild ride than consistent variance, I think.
Yeah. At least you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't want to be boring getting the same score every week, do you?
No,
but yeah,
that
goes to Nick at a variance of 20.4. Nixie also features on there very close at 20.2. Fraser also on there at 20.
That makes sense for Nick as well, didn't he? Didn't he go on some unbelievable run of form before Christmas, and now he's lost his...
since he's been in Australia, he's been in an absolute Debbie Downer.
That's it. That's it. He's lost his last 4, I think.
Yeah, I think he's not having a great time. That moves into our strategy dubious awards, so our dubious honours for strategy. Trotty played a chip in game week 5 and it only brought him 28 points.
I remember that.
I love that.
We rinsed him for that.
I love that.
The wild card got him 28 points.
Was it a wild card?
It was wild card,
wasn't it? Yeah. 28 points.
That's nasty.
Guzzi also hasn't featured much better at 32 points in game week. It's not game week 5, but at one point he got 25. So not great getting a lower chip. But then this is where we get to back to Jennings and about how many minus points he's taken for transfer hits. And by the way, he hasn't taken any, I don't think, now for about 4 weeks. So he's hit a bit of a dry spell. But through the first 19 weeks, and the Point Chaser Award goes to Jennings for taking a whopping minus 72.
72.
Through the first 19 game weeks. Just take that into context, right? Nixie took a minus 32, and that he took minus 28 of those was in one
game week. Yeah.
That's 18 extra transfers.
Yeah. And Jennings has taken
18.
That is more than double than the next person. So Dan's spent 32 minus. Jennings is more than double that at 72. That is
pretty much one extra transfer a week, isn't it? Basically.
Pretty much.
That's
and then
so
Mike is interestingly, he's on there tight.
Yeah, he takes a few. Hopefully Mike take some next weekend, mate. Yeah, please.
yeah. If you want to get the Point Chaser Award, take some point hits against Siege.
Yeah, keep going for the Point Chaser, pal. Yeah, I need a win.
Yeah. And then transfer disaster. So the worst person at making transfers in our league actually goes to Scout Dave.
Long term. That's really interesting.
Long term, yeah.
He's on minus 64, so he's lost 64 points from, like long running transfers.
Yeah, so his transfers really haven't paid off. So he's made in that period he's made 22 transfers at an average of minus 2.9. So that just shows that the people he's been transferring in have probably been on a whim or after they've gone on a bit of a run. Interesting enough, Balf, who's second in our league, also on there, not very good at making transfers.
But
So I
he's
know
only
we talked
minus
before the
6.
pod.
So that's mad,
I
right?
know.
Because Dave is minus 64 long term, whereas Stu's only minus 6.
Big difference.
Dave must be having an absolute
Big
shocker
difference.
there.
What are you in third? Are you positive in third?
Yeah, he's
Butler,
positive
as
I'm
in
well?
positive
third.
in 31
So only 2
points.
managers are in
31.
negative then.
Yeah, I took 26 transfers through the first game, 19 game weeks, which I think is up there in the top 5 highest.
I was going to
You know
say,
what's
that's
actually
some
not
pointer
actually
hits,
that-
isn't it?
But that's sorted you the last couple of weeks, isn't it?
Mate,
that actually made you win
I
a
took
game.
minus 12, and since then I haven't lost.
And you won.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm all set, ready to beat Ben this week.
We'll see.
And then the last strategy award for poor timing again relates to transfers. Again, that goes to Dave. No surprise there with his minus 64 over long term, but his immediate transfer impact is minus 19.
Cool,
So
that's tough. That is tough.
That's pretty tough.
That's
Luke's
tough.
also on there in second with minus 9. So interestingly, that sits there. The last dubious honours awards are the head-to-head one. So the Falling Star.
Names.
Falling Star, Gazzy T. I don't even know if he listens to this anymore, Ben. If I'm totally
he
honest.
told me he gave up, so I said you better start making a trophy for me then. He just told me not to finish first.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I was
Well,
like,
that's
you better...
a real shame if he doesn't build the trophy. He's going to get a load of abuse.
Oh, he's
from me
100%
for not
going to
doing that.
build the trophy. Don't worry, I'm going to make sure of it.
Okay, good. We can't have that. That
No.
would be, to be fair, like Dassey's had to build it 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
So if you can't build it once, then it's not acceptable. But yeah, Gazzy takes 2. Falling Star, falling 11 places from 13th to 24th between game week 5 and 11. I think that was part of his 11 game losing streak.
Yeah.
And then struggling, the struggle bus with 10 losses in the space of game week 6 to 15. I think that's when he did actually lose 11 in
Mate,
the end.
I need a ticket. I'm going to need a couple of tickets for that.
Yeah, the struggle bus.
I'm well and truly on the struggle bus at the moment, I must say.
Alex, just to say, you skipped over the Falling Star. Go back. You were in second place for Falling Star, so you fell 11 places as well. You share that.
I didn't want to call that out.
Share that with Gazzy T. Between game week 5 and game week 11, you also dropped.
Oh, I did take home
11
an award.
places.
Hey, yeah, I didn't have a very good end to 2025. If I'm totally honest, I think it was pretty brutal fall from grace for me. Right, on to some of the fun awards now. We're going to look at some of the luck awards. So the lucky charm, the luckiest person in our league, I think we've mentioned this before, is Trotty. Now I'm not going to get into explain how the luck index works.
Yeah, I don't know.
When we get the guy on, he's going to explain it to me. I tried to
There's
read
a few
it,
factors,
understand
isn't
it.
there?
Yeah.
There's
a few
4 different
that
factors that
contribute.
come into play. Yeah.
But according to
I think
his
it's just important
algorithm, Trotty's
according to his algorithm, Trotty and Luke are the luckiest 2 in the league by some distance.
Wow.
So
if you ask Luke, he would absolutely disagree with that. He would say that he's the unluckiest. So I'm really curious to see how this is figured out.
yeah, let's see what Luke says. But yeah, Luke, you're second there in the Lucky Charm Award, the highest luck index. The Cursed Souls. Obviously, Gazzy T's been the most unlucky. And obviously me, who's had the worst luck out of anybody in fantasy.
Apparently I'm up there too, though. I'm third.
You're also up there, yeah, because you've had, I think you got quite unlucky in the defeats that you've had, is basically what it's saying.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
That's
imagine if
in
you
what, the
hadn't
three
been
defeats
unlucky
or
in
something?
those 3 defeats or whatever it is you've had.
It's 5 now,
4 defeats,
unfortunately.
you would have, yeah. So, yeah, there
I'll
you
take
go.
that,
Those are
though.
the luck awards. And then moving into the fun awards, these are the ones we can have a bit of a fun and a joke with. Av takes an award as the slow starter for getting the lowest amount of points between game weeks 1 and 5 at 248 points. The worst start, who is now in the top 10.
That's pretty interesting.
That's for Trav.
Yeah,
who got
good.
off to the worst start, but he's now currently in the top 10
Wow.
in the league.
So he's really bounced, you might say.
Yeah, and Nixie is also up there, and Connor, with by no surprise either. I don't think it will come to a surprise for you either that the best record, the second half surge of the first half of the season, goes to Peaks. who had
Yeah.
an absolute storming period between game week 10 and 19,
Yeah.
where he took 632 points. Nick also up there. Again, I don't think we're surprised by that at 612.
Wow.
Andy Jackson will be absolutely buzzing that his name is about to be mentioned in an award. I think he's probably been holding on for dear life, but I think he knew this one might be coming, but he gets the bench warmer award for leaving the most points on his bench. 233
Ooh.
points he's left on his bench through the first 19 weeks. Siege, you are also
Close
up
second
there,
there,
on
214.
214.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you know what? That has really fucked me this year. That really,
Yeah, imagine if
really fucked me.
if you had an
Half
extra
of those.
214 points, mate, you'd be more points than I've got overall.
Yeah, or even half of that, honestly. But just going back to peaks, actually, I was saw peaks when I was back in England. We actually had a golf around, me and Trav and him. But before Trav got there, I was actually picking his brain. We have to get him on the pod soon because his head-to-head strategy is so good. Just like listening to a head-to-head strategy, I don't think we've actually spoke about how different the strategy is for head-to-head. So we'll probably save that. But his strategy was just so good for like just targeting simply the next game week. Whereas like for me, I'm actually more concerned about my overall rank, which is absolutely pointless. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we have to get him on and he'll explain it. But just popped into my head when I saw that. So fair play to Peaks. He's let go of Lindstrom from Everton. He's doing so well now. So
That is unbelievable.
Probably helped
632
him that
points
Illiman
in
and
9
Dye
game
went off
weeks.
to AFCON as well. So, yeah.
yeah.
And then the last few awards here, the fun ones. Trav gets the Mr. Average award for being he's been pretty close to the total world's game week average of points. So that's the closest to the whole league average of 1,059. Transfer addict, again, I don't think this is no surprise here. Jennings took a whopping 37 transfers through the first 19 game weeks. Mike up there
Transfer
again
addict.
with 28, with Matt also up there with 28 transfers. The highlight for me on that is when Jennings, I think in game week 2 it was, did a minus 16 or something, and I was in the playground with him, and he found out that all his transfers had done nothing, and all the people he transferred out had scored, and he fell to his knees in a kid's playground.
Didn't he then
But that
play a
will
wild
always
card
be
in
the
game week
highlight.
3 as well? So
He then played his
yeah,
wild card in game
yeah,
week 3.
yeah.
So fantastic. And then the fewest transfers made, which I think is no surprise because Gazzy T said he wasn't playing anymore, but he only took 14 transfers through the first 19 game weeks. Dassie was
Less
also
than
up
one a
there
week.
on 15. And I
Yeah.
think Dassie,
That's
Dassie
interesting
could get
because
third.
Dassie and Gaz tend to be near the bottom. I know Dassie's having a much better season this year, but if you don't make transfers, you're gonna lag behind, aren't you?
So shall we just quickly before we go for a break, shall we just quickly show people this league and then show everyone CJ's luck?
Yeah, I think that's a
Luck.
great idea.
Let me just
It's
get
not luck. There's no luck
No.
involved, mate.
So we'll do this really quickly because I feel that went on for a while and people are going to need the toilet, etc., etc. So they'll need a bit of a break. So here's the website. This is how it looks when you get there. Rival FPL. Again, as Ben said, you just type in your league code, which I now know off by heart. It will then bring up all of the people in our league. You select who you want. In this case, we're going to select Christopher Hooker, and we're going to click continue to dashboard. Now, as you can see here, as I said, I'm not going to go into loads of detail, but CG, you had a terrible week last week, 11.1 in the world.
Yeah, I thought, and do you know what? That was
With your 33
saved by
points.
Gabrielle. Gabrielle was look at the state of that team, lads.
Yeah.
It's not a bad
Yeah,
team on paper, but you've made a few. Look, the Paqueta experiment was very interesting.
Especially since he was having a tantrum and now he's refusing to play.
Yeah, he's coming straight out. Yeah.
And
but what we
Gordon as
really
well,
wanted
mate.
to
Hot and
show
cold.
everyone,
Yeah.
What we really wanted to show everyone was the current state of affairs for CJ. Now, where was it that I could pick up the most recent?
Who's got the most valuable team, by the way?
I think
Sorry,
it's me. I was
you were up
definitely up
there,
there with
yeah.
that, I think.
Yeah, I think he's up there. So I think there is a part of this
You
somewhere.
sent it to us, didn't you? You
Yeah,
sent
last
it. It was
5. Here you go.
yeah,
So
last
the
5.
last
Yeah.
5. So this is your most recent form over the last 5 games. So Balf's on an absolute flyer, but obviously Ben just beat him. So rub that in his face. Ben.
Whew.
120. Trotty, as you said, is already flying up there on 289 the last 5 game
It's
weeks.
turned it
And
right around.
Andy Jackson. But let's skip
Jordan
all
in
the way
second, by
to
the
the
way.
bottom.
Jordan
Let's
second
skip
for
all the
form.
way to the bottom over the last. So
Oh.
remember this. Balf's on 320 in the last 5 weeks. What's CJ on in the last 5 weeks?
209.
An average of
209.
41.8.
What?
That is so.
And the one person above you is Dave on 231. So it's not even close.
Yeah.
I'm a good 20. I'm a good 20 adrift. That is
Yeah.
piss poor, isn't it?
It's got to be
Yeah,
wild card
so,
time,
yeah.
Siege.
Yeah, it is.
I think
it is. I think
it is. Yeah.
The
So,
funny
yeah,
thing
just
is,
that-
funny thing is though, that came. This run has come after my 98-point week. So, like, why would you change a team that scored 98 points?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
'cause
mean?
it was a
Why
1
would you
week of
do
luck.
that? Yeah, but like, why would you change it? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. I wouldn't
Anyway,
have. I would have
that is
stuck with
piss
them.
poor, and I have to accept that. And thanks for highlighting that, chaps.
That's all right. No worries. Yeah. So there it is. That's what
Amazing
the
app.
website looks like. You've got loads of different tabs to play around with, lots of things to look at here as well. Now, you can get like Manager of the Month awards here, but as I said, we run ours just slightly differently because
Yeah.
we base ours off wins. It will really upset Balf, but if the guy who owns this website was running this, then Balf would have won Manager of the Month for December, but he doesn't, and we run Manager of the Month for our league. So Balf didn't get Manager of the Month for December. So I just wanted to call that out, Balf, that you probably would have won Manager of the Month with one of the top goal scorers through December, but you didn't, and that's unlucky. But there we go. So that's it. That's
Amazing.
what the website lies. So should we take a quick break, Ben, and then we'll
Yes,
come
mate.
back and look at game week 22.
We'll be right back after this for key battles. Oh. Welcome back to the pod. Right, we're going to go straight into the previews for this upcoming game week, starting with none other than myself and my co-commissioner Alex. So it's the battle of the commissioners: Alex versus Ben, Live Mentally Ill versus Dunk Your Busquet. So my average point score over the last 5 game weeks is just 50.8, which actually sounded quite bad when I put it in, but later when we come to other players, I realize it's not that bad. Hence why I pulled the trigger on my wild card in game week 21 to arrest the slide of my mini slump of 3 straight losses. And 2 of those losses were to the managers in the bottom 8. I think I lost to... Who did I lose to? I can't even remember. I think it was Jennings and Farney. Yeah.
Trotty. Did Trotty do you? Did Trotty do you?
No,
No.
I don't think Trotty did. It was.
No,
it
he
was...
only beat me in usage.
I remember it was Farney and Jennings. I lost to both of them. So I'm just about clinging to top spot through a victory by the narrowest of margins. I beat Stu last time out. Second place Stu by just 1 point. That was a mental game. I pretty much counted myself as like being out of it until Bruno G scored that. I think it was like an 89th minute penalty against Leeds, which put me right back in the game. And then I just needed Arsenal to keep a clean sheet because I doubled up on Arsenal, and lo and behold, they did. So by contrast, Alex, your form is actually improving slightly, and you appear to be on the up. After losing 5 straight on the spin, you've now won 2 on the bounce, something you've only managed twice previously this season. So it's only your 3rd time winning back-to-back games.
What I'd do to go on a run of more than 2 wins.
Well, even more impressive is the fact that you beat Trav last time out despite him playing a free hit. However, your average point score over the last 5 game weeks is 46.6. So mine is 50.8. Yours is 46.4, so about 4 points less than mine. Everything points to quite a tight game. So let the mind games begin. Are you tempted to play a chip, Alex? Because I know you hate facing chips. You don't have a great record when you're facing chips. So do you think I'm going to play one? Are you going to play one? How are you feeling about it, mate? I think it's a good time to play me, to be honest.
I just beat a chip. So I'm on the rise.
You reckon? Alrighty. Are you tempted to wildcard?
I've got multiple transfers, Ben. I'm just going to leave it at that.
How many is multiple?
Aha! I've got
Aha.
multiple.
Have you got still some
This-
left over from AFCON?
No, I
No, of course he has. He spent about 12 that game.
Oh
week.
yeah, it's true.
I took minus, I think, that game week when we
Yeah.
had 5. I think I did 6 in the end, and it still didn't work. I did take minus 12 a couple of weeks ago, so I felt no need to do any transfers for a few weeks.
So you've got a few. Okay.
This will be a good game. This will be a good game.
I'm not. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling
We've-
super confident. We've talked about Foden
We've
a
got
lot.
one or two.
Yeah.
We've got one. There's quite a few differentials. I looked at your free hit, your wild card, and we've actually got quite a few differentials. So it's going to all come down to whether or not
They perform
players
on the
that you-
day.
Like, I really need Harry Wilson just to continue in his rich fame of form. That would be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
He does seem to be as well. Who's he playing? Who's he got this week?
Leeds.
Okay, at home.
No, away in Leeds.
He
Actually,
is flying. He is flying.
your defence, mate, Heaven from Manchester United and Van de Ven from Spurs. The only person who got you points last week from your defence was Gabriel with a clean sheet. So I'm feeling quite good about that. Although if you've got a bunch of transfers,
For some reason, I keep going back to Van de Ven. I think this is the 3rd time I've gone back to him this season.
That was interesting one. They have got a decent little run, but they're shit. So
yeah, they're
They bought
awful.
Conor Gallagher now, so they'll be fine.
He was going to Villa, wasn't he, until the last minute, and then
Yeah, they
Spurs have
hijacked
snapped
him,
him
Did
up.
you know he's only 25? Just saying.
yeah, really young.
Yeah.
Are you going to put him in?
Yeah, but yeah.
Are you tempted to put him in? He'll probably get DEFCON, won't he?
I'm not telling you what I've done. Good try. I'm actually playing a triple captain on Walter Marder, just so he can really hurt you when he scores a hat trick.
Do you know what?
How much is Gallagher even on the game yet?
Yeah, 5.5
Yeah,
mil.
he is. Yeah, he's 5.5 mil.
Pretty cheap.
Oh,
Pretty cheap. You see Siege,
Surely
the
he's a
wheels are
DEFCON
turning for
merchant.
Siege. He's tempted to
Siege
put him
is
in a
like,
wild card
you
template.
get him in. You know what, as
I
well?
need to
Siege will get Semenyo in and he'll get injured.
Semenyo's
That's
looking
what's
good
been
for City, isn't he? Whew.
He does look good. He does look good. He does look good.
But yeah, that's going to be an interesting game. I'm not feeling totally confident. I think you're either going to make a load of transfers. I've got no idea of like predicting your team, or you're just going to play. Nah, you probably wouldn't play a wild card if you've got a load of transfers saved up. But yeah, I'm not feeling great about it. I'm
Who
not feeling
knows?
great
I might
about.
have played my wild card already.
Ooh. If you play your wild
Whoa.
card, does that reset your transfers back to 0, or have you still got all the
No,
transfers you
you
No,
had?
them.
I get to keep them. Yeah.
Right,
As long as
reckon-
I play my wild card before I make any transfers.
Okay, you've confused me. But let's move on. From the battle of the commissioners to the playoff rivals, we've got Connor versus Dan, Cucurella eats paella versus Dip Your Toast In. So just 3 points separate these two sides. Dan sitting in 3rd on 42 points, while Connor is in 5th with 39 and has the potential to move above Nixie should he secure the win here. Both managers in very, very good form. Only 1 loss in 5 for each. Dan has actually won 3 on the spin and has an average of 54.8 points over the last game week. So that's
He's
way
doing
higher
well.
than mine. Though it has to be noted in that time he's played both his triple captainship and wild card in the last 5 weeks. So that's going to boost his average point score a little bit. Connor's only blip recently, meanwhile, has been a 9-point loss to Charlie, but otherwise is trending upwards, as we've seen from the mid-season awards. He's gone from 10th in the table in game week 15 to 5th in the table by game week 21, and he has an average point score over the last 5 weeks of 55.4. So there's 0.6 points different in it between these two, just above Nixie, but there's less than a point in it. However, another interesting stat, both these managers boast a 100% win record when they play chips, with Con winning 4 of his 4, while Nixie is 5 for 5. So I do wonder if they'll play chips against each other and potentially end either one of those runs. So it makes this matchup a really, really difficult one to call. However, Connor may feel that he deserves to leapfrog Nixie in the table, considering he leads the way in overall points by a margin of about 60. It's like 58 points between them. So Connor will feel that, 3rd place is his, really, and he has the chance to leapfrog Nixie this weekend. So what do you boys think about that one? It's a really, really difficult one to call, I think.
That's a proper game,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Nixie's got 3 free transfers as well, by the way. So I think
Has he?
There you go,
that
Con.
can
There's some
play a
info for you.
significant part.
How many
Yeah.
has Connor got?
That's true.
How many has Connor got? Can you
One.
see? One.
One.
Yeah, so
He's
Connor's
got
not got
one,
much room to manoeuvre unless he plays a chip, while Dan's got some.
Connor's also gone with Dorgu, which is an interesting pick because I would have completely stayed away from him. But
Dorgu scored that worldie, didn't he, against Newcastle and kept a clean
He
sheet.
had
So I think a
one
few,
game,
I think a few people have
To be fair,
knee-jerked him
he
in.
scored. He scored against Wolves in the last minute, didn't he? It was disallowed as well.
Because
So
he's playing right wing, isn't he? While Mbuemo's at AFCON, and he's
Apparently, yeah.
defender, so that's probably why Connor's put him in. So
Buemo's back now, though, isn't he?
is he?
Is he back?
Yeah, he thinks no. He won't. I don't know if he'll be lucky to make the bench. I think because he only came back. He might start. I don't know. Who knows with Man United now? They've got Michael Carrick in the wheel, like that really world-renowned manager who's been so successful at all the clubs he's managed at.
He managed. He was at Middlesbrough before, wasn't he? I expect with,
and he got
did
sacked,
all right.
Yeah.
with Manchester United, I expect him to come in. They're going to have a new manager bounce. They're going to win quite a few games, and then they're just going to taper off. I think that's what's going to happen.
Against City. You think they're going to beat City? Do you?
The derby's really hard to call, isn't it? Because that could go either way. They seem to up their game against
I suppose
City.
they are at home. They are at home.
And Bruno F loves a big game.
And it was interesting what Pep said actually about Haaland the other night. That
Says
he
he's
can't wait for
exhausted.
Marmoush to come back.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Marmoush to come back so he can give Haaland a rest. That is going to be really interesting in terms of fantasy.
Yeah.
Of how much rest he wants to give Haaland.
And who's captain?
Yeah.
Who's captain if not Haaland? Because Haaland started to blank a lot.
Yeah. So Egypt they lost in the semis last night.
Yeah,
to
they're
Senegal,
out now.
So they've got a third, fourth playoff. In a few days' time, so they're not going to be back for another week. So it would be really interesting to see what happens now.
Because they've got Wolves. They got Wolves, haven't they? After United.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. So I guarantee Haaland doesn't play that week.
Ooh.
Oh, don't.
Can you imagine all the triple captains that get played and he's not going to play?
He doesn't play.
Yeah, maybe.
Or, I think it's, having said that, if Dan's got, how many say 3 free transfers? I think maybe Dan will edge it then, just because of those free transfers, but we'll see.
He's got a little bit of manoeuvrability, isn't he?
So from the playoff rivals to the fallen giants, next up for our preview is CJ versus Mike Schlobberschleifer, a white guy versus Odegaard, my title. Yeah, because it's last year's champion versus the playoff runner-up. So, but they find themselves battling it out in mid-table this year, with both managers separated by just 1 point and struggling for consistency. CJ, we've covered it. We're going to cover it some more. You've been suffering in recent weeks. Just 1 win in your last 5. And to add insult to injury, scored the lowest point tally of the week in the league last week with just 33, comfortably the lowest out of our league there. So a couple of those losses.
Hold on a minute, Ben. Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
Alex is going to bring up some more stats.
I'm just going to show everyone again. There he is.
That is so rotten.
And
there you go, everyone. 209.
Lost by 19 points to Nixie. Followed that up with an even heavier loss against Trotty. Bigger margin of 25. Got absolutely walloped by both those two managers. Just to round off those
losing to Trotty.
Well, you don't have to imagine.
That's rotten.
I know how it feels. It's the most painful thing I've experienced all season.
Just to round off those brutal stats, CJ's average points over the last 5 game weeks is lowly 41.8. Sorry, Siege, I will stop there. But that is the lowest out of everybody. Mike, meanwhile, is averaging 46.4, so clearly has the advantage leading into this matchup, having picked up 2 wins in his last 5, and will hope to capitalise on CJ's recent poor form. So, I think I know you fairly well at this point. I think
your teams
wild
are very
card,
similar.
a wild card is very, very close on the horizon. How are you going to turn this around, Siege? Obviously, you're probably not giving anything away. I
have been putting a few wild card, but I was trying to save the wild card, and I was like, why? I should have just done it because me and Nixie were chatting when I was about to play him, and he was just telling me he was going to do a wild card, and he was basically telling me what he was going to do. No, not telling me what he was going to do, but had his plans. And then he did it, and I should have done it then. But I thought, do you know what? My team doesn't look too bad on paper, which it didn't. No. But I've just picked the wrong people at the wrong times. Like I said, that Gordon pick over Guimaraes has come back to haunt me. Like I had a
Yeah.
bit more money left over when I did those 5 transfers, and that one really hurt.
Yeah.
And then I didn't put Gabriel back in. It's just been unfortunate, really. But it's been
And then
miserable.
Thiago to Ekitike, but I think millions of people did that, didn't they? And then he got injured.
Yeah, and I did it at a time. I did it at a time when Thiago had blanked in 6 games. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then Ekitike had Wolves and Leeds at home. Like,
I'm glad.
I wish then. I actually wish. I wish in those points I'd be away on holiday or something. That I wouldn't even check the app. I'd have done better.
Even if you were on holiday, you would have checked the app. You found a way.
Yeah,
I actually think as well, just moving on from you briefly, Siege, to Mike. I think Mike, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mike pull a wild card this week either, given how much, based on those mid-season awards, how many transfers he tends to take.
Yeah.
Given that he's probably not in the best of form either, it wouldn't surprise me to see 2 people play a wild card and probably end up with very similar teams.
Ooh, mate, you're getting in CJ's head there. I like it.
Of course, that's what the whole point is.
It's not hard to get in my head at the moment.
Right, from the fallen giants to a relegation clash, even though we actually don't have relegation in our league yet, but we will
next year. We will.
Hopefully we will.
Charlie versus Jordan. Saka my voice note versus Odegaard. We round off the key battle previews by taking a look at 2 Gunners fans who, unlike their team, are fighting it out near the bottom of the league, with Charlie in 18th and Jordan in 19th, both on equal points in the league and both on equal points in terms of head-to-head. So they both got 1,153 points overall, and they are both stuck on 24 points. So both have 2 wins in their last 5, matching records everywhere. However, Charlie has an average of 49 points over the last 5 game weeks. Compare that to Jordan, who's in some form, whopping 60 points on average over the last 5 game weeks, despite only having won 2 of those. So Jordan's a little bit unlucky. You'd have to say that this game favors him. And it's also worth noting that Charlie has a terrible record in terms of chips faced, 6 losses out of 6 when a chip has been played against him, while Jordan has a 100% success rate when he plays a chip. So if anything, Jordan, the omens are on you to play a chip because you basically guaranteed a win. And he has a 50% win rate when one is played against him. So my money's on Jordan here. I wonder if he's tempted to pull the trigger on a chip. Whoever wins has the chance to rise as high as 60th. So who are you both backing out of that?
Jordan. I say Jordan. Jordan has been so unlucky this year. If you actually look at his losses, I think I beat him by
the luck chart.
Yeah,
he has. I think I beat him by 2 points a few weeks back, and someone else beat him by a point when he scored like 82 points. Like he's been really unlucky. So I think just based on the average points in the last 5 weeks,
in the luck chart is 20th. So yeah,
he got absolutely smashed by Luke last week because Luke captained Thiago. So he lost. He lost. He scored 63 last game week, which is not bad at all considering some of the other scores. But he lost to Luke, who got 89. Before that, he lost by 7 points. And then, like you say, Siege, in game week 17, he lost by 2 points. In game week 15, he lost by 2 points. Game week 12, 1 point. Game week 11, 3 points. Yeah. So a lot of his losses are really, really narrow. So it's going to be a tight one.
Close in our league, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really competitive.
It is so good. It is so good this year. It is so good.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Apart from Ghazi, who's 6 points adrift, from Jennings in 16th to Trotty in 23rd, there's only 3 points in it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of movement over the next couple of weeks, I think, especially with some of those guys playing each other.
If you put a run of 5 weeks, 5 wins in a row, you'll be flying up the league.
You're not far off that, Siege. You're only an extra 3 ahead, so you're only 6 ahead.
I'm on the magic 30. I'm on the magic 30, lads. That's fine.
Yeah, but that means nothing this year.
Safe from relegation. That rounds off the previews. Shout out to, and just one other fixture. Is it Stu versus Lewis? Stu versus Peaks?
Yeah.
That was almost going to make it in. That's a massive one as well at the top of the table. Stu's been in some form. It's quite unlucky not to go top of the table. in recent weeks. And then obviously we've spoken about Peaks and how good he's been in the second, in
I mean,
the
Peaks
last.
has only won one of his last 5 though, so he's in a bit of a
he's in a slump. He's in a big
he's in a
slump.
bit of a slump. So I think he's struggling of late. Whereas Balf's obviously won 4 of his last 5, and as we said, is averaging 64 points.
He's
over the last
flying.
5
I hate to
weeks.
say it, but he's flying.
Overall, like in terms of overall points, he's on 1,275. I'm on 1,280, and
Wow.
I'm sort of like 63k in the world. So he must be top 70.
Jesus.
So yeah, Stu's doing.
Well, we haven't heard
bits.
from him for a while. Normally, he likes to give everyone a bit of crap.
Hasn't he?
He's
Hasn't he?
overly
Has he just had
quiet.
another baby? Is that right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
he
had
has.
another
This
baby.
is probably what's keeping him so quiet, to be honest. But his fantasy performances are not suffering.
No.
Got plenty of time to contact Nap and research players. Let's
Sit on the
move
toilet.
on to inform players over the Christmas period. Siege, take us away from here, because we've got your favourite player, Thiago, who I think we're going to talk about, aren't we?
Yeah, I'll just go quickly through this section. Like Butler said, we're gonna hopefully just split the pod into 2, and we'll do this little fantasy recap on a Tuesday just for half hour. But I thought I'd shout out 4 players who have been performing really well over the Christmas period. Firstly, like Ben said, it's my mate Thiago. So 29 points across the last 2 game weeks, 5 goals scored.
Mad.
So he has an average XG of 1.7 across those 2 games and a total XG of 3.37 across those both games, compared to his average XG of 0.19 in game weeks between game weeks 14 and 19, where he registered 1 assist. So, like me and a few others, you saw that form and you swapped him for Ekitike. But I would say now he is the most informed striker in the league. He's actually got 16 Prem goals in 21 games, which is an impressive record for any striker, I think, in the Prem. And like I said before, I think when he actually scores, he scores 2 or 3 on the bounce. So for an FPL manager to get him in, he really does reward you when he scores. But
He'll blank this
he's
week.
been insane. I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I'm not sure about like my wild card. The reason I want to get him in is because it saves you a bit of cash. But Ekitike home to Burnley came on the other night, scored and assisted. Don't know.
It's a tough one.
Thiago will blank because he's the most transferred in player this game week, and that out of all the 22 weeks, I think that the only person that it's only happened twice where the most transferred person in hasn't blanked.
You heard it here. You heard it. You heard it on this pod first.
No, he is absolutely essential, considering how much we've talked about the unreliability of strikers.
He's going to blank, and he's in your team, Ben, and he's going to blank.
Is he not in yours?
And I've got differentials. I've got differentials up front.
I might captain him then. Who's he playing? He's away, isn't he?
He's away at Chelsea.
Away at Chelsea. Oh, that's tough. Although Chelsea
is shite.
They're shite, and they're all really sick, apparently.
What are you talking about? They've got the greatest manager for children.
The new manager had to remind them all to wash their hands or something, because they're all feeling really
I saw
poorly.
that, honestly. What on earth? What on earth?
I know, I was reading it, and I was like, why am I reading this?
Ridiculous.
But wait. One more point about Thiago. You know who's back from AFCON? Dango. You know who wins Brentford loads of penalties? Dango.
Yeah.
You know who takes the pens? Thiago.
Actually, I was just before I move on to the next player, I was looking at just most informed players in the fantasy league, and 6 Brentford players are in the top 6.
Nathan Collins is like first, isn't he? Something.
Yeah, Collins, Kelleher, Lewis Potter, they're all up there. Mostly defenders, but you've
just
got
the way
Thiago,
this season has gone, you know what's going to happen when they play Chelsea. You know for a fact they're going to get absolutely battered.
You reckon?
Yeah, by Rossini's class of children.
Don't know.
It's a tough one to call, that, isn't it?
Right, moving on. Two Arsenal players. So
surprise. I bet they're Rice and Gabriel.
Absolutely. So
Rice pissed me off so much when everyone thought he was injured. Everyone benched him, then he fucking starts.
Have you seen that video against Chelsea the other night? It was funny. Have you seen that?
What's that?
So you know when he took the corner and they scored, just before he took the corner, all the Chelsea fans were giving him loads of abuse. And he got the assist. He just turned around and blew them all kisses.
Nice. Class
He has
player.
got good crack, to be fair to him, hasn't he? But like 17-point return against Bournemouth in game week 20. Like Ben said, everyone thought he was injured. Didn't, scored a brace. Now that's 11 attacking returns this season with 4 goals and 7 assists. He's 7.3 mil. I think he's a definite consideration with that swap with Saka. Like, I think Saka's really underperforming his value at the moment. He's 10.2 million, only scored 1 in his last 10 game weeks. Like, can you simply pick him for an assist every 2 games or 4 points? I think saving 3 million with Rice and currently is the best thing to do. And I think Rice has a better route to points, I think, at the moment than Saka. What do you boys think about Rice? I over Saka, sorry. What do you think about that one?
I went for Rice over Saka. I got sick of Saka being too expensive and not performing enough for me. And my biggest regret, I've said it a couple of times, I had Rice from game week 1 to 4, dropped him for some reason, didn't get him again until game week 21. Can't imagine the amount of points that I've lost out on. And he started the season at 6.5. He's now worth 7.3.
You know what's going to happen this weekend, don't you, Ben?
Saka's going to score.
Yep.
Against Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Yep.
Nah,
And Rice isn't going to do anything.
Gabriel, lads. Gabriel,
Best
Gabriel
player.
came back with a bang, in game week 19 with a 15-point return against Villa and followed it with another goal against Bournemouth for a 9-point return. He then backed those 2 performances up with a clean sheet against Liverpool for 6, making it 30 points in 3 weeks since coming back from injury. He's an absolute must-have. He's 6.7 million now. And actually, interestingly, he's only still in just above 30% of teams. But this stat is the mad one. This is the mad one. He's actually the highest scoring defender on the game, having missed 6 Prem games.
Wow.
So he's scored 112 points in just 15 games at an average of 7.5 points per game, which is astonishing for a defender, realistically, isn't it? I know they've kept a few clean sheets, but he's
unreal.
I think he's got 3 goals and 2 assists as well.
Unreal.
This year, which for a defender is exceptional, and he's sort of backed that up with DEFCON as well. But yeah, 6.7 mil. If you're not getting him in now, he has to be in your team, doesn't he? Realistically,
I am stunned that only a third of fantasy owns him. That is
so was I.
Crazy. Oof.
Why? He's a cheat code.
Yeah.
He is a cheat code. We've actually, me and my mate have got him in our draft team, and we just bought him back in.
You can't not have him. He should have scored the other night.
We bought him back in, and we've gone top of our league. I think we've got him and Raya at the back.
Yeah,
and he's just flying. But just to finish off this little section is Bruno Guimaraes.
Bruno.
So 3 double-digit hauls in a row for Bruno with 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 3 games. Interestingly, though, 2 of those goals came in the 90-plus minutes. So I think you can count yourself lucky, like you were, Ben, if you captained him or had him in your team for those games. But he's the 5th highest scoring point scorer in the whole of FPL with 117 points. And he's the 2nd highest scoring midfielder now behind Semenyo, with Wolves away next. So if you've got him in, you're not taking him anywhere. But after
Alex,
Wolves,
have you got him?
He does have Villa and Liverpool. So I think I'm actually looking at getting him in for my wild card and then swapping him for Rodgers for the week after. That is my plan, but I'm definitely getting him in for that Wolves game. Watch Gordon score a hattie though, boys, yeah?
I'll take it.
I'm not going to tell you what my plan is, but it sounds like a good plan.
Does sound like a good plan, but they're definitely ones to watch. Right, so we have a quick break and then we're going to do, I think we should do the game, definitely. Are you going to speak quickly about Manager of the Month contenders? It's a bit early for that.
No, I can do it quickly now. It would take 2 seconds. We've basically got 2 contenders. We've got 2 contenders. Nixie and Dave are the 2 main contenders. We've got 2 games left to go. And then there's a good handful of other managers in with the shout. We'll get into it more detail.
So it's between Nixie and Dave at the moment.
Yeah.
Nicely done. I like that. 2 different.
There's about 6 others that potentially have a chance if those two lose.
No, there's about 10. I think there's about 10 others, I think.
Well, we won't get into the detail. Let's see how this week pans out, and then we'll do it with 1 game week to go. We'll see who's got the chance.
Right, we'll take a quick break before we come back for CJ's quiz, which is my least favourite part of the pod.
My favourite.
Welcome back to the Sonny and Cher pod. We're just going to finish this week's ep with a little bit of trivia again. Just before we start, just a shout out to all the followers, listeners, to like and share our pod if you can. We're on YouTube now, starting the TikTok. Butler's doing an amazing job on the Insta. We're really going to plug the head-to-head from now on. So if you're liking the sound of it and hopefully you love this pod, then please drop us a follow and a like. But we're going to jump straight into the game. So if you haven't heard it before, we're all going to name a player, past or present. We're then going to name how many teams that player played for. And then the two who are guessing have a little battle off to see who thinks they know the most amount of teams. But
can I go first, CJ? Can I go first?
Go on, Ben. Go on, mate.
You know, the only reason I'm asking is because last time, you know, I'm sick of Alex being so good at this game. He said, my only weakness is obscure Brazilian players. So
I've got the same as well. I was looking through Brazilian players earlier.
So I'm going to start with an obscure Brazilian player who goes
it's Rivaldo.
Goes by the name of Elano. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember Elano. Yeah.
He played
I think I can do 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, 9. Well, 10, but 2 of them are a bit of repeats, like he went back. So we could say 8 to 10.
I can do 3.
Go on then.
I can do 3 Siege for Elano. What can you do?
There's got to be a Brazilian club in there, isn't there? Let's be honest.
Probably, but I don't have one of those.
Do you not have one of those?
No.
No,
could
go
be
on,
any
mate.
of them.
I should have gone more obscure,
on,
clearly, if you've got 3 already.
Well, he was at Shakhtar.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yep, straight
then
off the bat.
Then went to Man City.
Yeah.
Then went to Man City. And then went to Galatasaray.
Jeez.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's excellent, mate. Was he at Monaco, or am I just chatting shit there?
Chatting shit, I'm afraid.
No, I don't think so.
However, if you can guess, well,
I don't know the
if
others.
CJ can guess a random Brazilian club, does that mean he wins?
I mean, I'll just shout out like Santos or something, or
okay.
Gremio or whatever.
Santos, sure. Was it Santos?
Santos and Gremio, so that's 5 for Butler. Fuck, I thought that was a really good one. Clearly not obscure enough.
That was good.
Have we all gone Brazilian, have we, this week?
It's
have you got
a Brazilian theme.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant. 'Cause I've also got a Brazilian.
Go on.
I've got Juninho Pernambucano.
Oh.
Probably the greatest free kick taker ever.
Yeah.
In fantasy, in
football.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
He's played for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. I'll be amazed if you get one.
I know one. You know the one he played for, don't you?
Yeah. He was there a long time.
But hang on, Juninho. I think I might be thinking of the wrong Juninho. There was a Juninho at Middlesbrough. This is not that guy, right?
Yeah, not that Juninho.
Not that one.
That was the magician, Juninho.
Yeah.
But he was also a good free kick taker, wasn't he?
Yeah, but not as good as this Juninho.
Not as good as this baller, yeah. On FIFA, he was a joke. He was a joke on FIFA. Just set him up.
Evo. On Pro Evo as well, he was unbelievable.
Mate, he's probably going to play for he's going to play for a Brazilian club as well. So
yeah, so he's played for a Brazilian club and an American club.
Ooh. Go on, Siege. I can only think of one, and that's the French team.
Yeah. All right. I'll go for 2, potentially 3 with the American and the Brazilian club. All right.
Got it.
So obviously Leon. He was there for years, wasn't he?
Yeah.
8 years he was there, 248 appearances, 75 goals. Unbelievable stat for a central midfielder.
Yeah, serious. Right. I'm trying to picture.
The
Was
Brazilian
it,
one's quite odd in the
is
fact
it? It's
of
not
the Brazilian team. I'll give you a clue. Were one of the first Brazilian teams in the Club World Championship when it first started, when Man United went in it
okay.
That
in
hurts me
1999.
zero.
Is it Flamengo? Is it? No.
No,
Fluminense? No.
no, doesn't begin with an F.
No, I don't know. And is the American team? Was it LA Galaxy? It wasn't LA Galaxy, was it?
No, no.
Jesus.
He was at Vasco da Gama
Never
Oh
and,
heard of
yeah.
them.
Okay. Yeah.
and New York Red Bulls.
New
Ah,
York
it was between
Red
them and
Bulls.
the LA Galaxy. I knew he was a decent team. Right. Hang on a sec. Let me get the baller up. I was looking at.
I hope it's Ronaldinho.
No, I was looking at Ronaldinho.
I hope
Similar-
it's Rivaldo.
Similar baller. Right.
Cafu.
Robinho.
Rubinho.
So
Oh.
Robinho.
Do you know what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clubs. Robinho. You probably know more than you think as well.
I think I've got at least 3, maybe 4. What about
Go on, Benny.
you?
You guess. You guess because you haven't guessed. So
I
we'll
think
just
I've
hang on
got
Butler.
I think I've got 5 or 6, but yeah, go on, Ben.
jeez. Okay, so I know he started at Santos. I know that.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Santos, I think it was Real Madrid. And then
That's what I had,
obviously
yeah.
from Real Madrid, he went to City. So that's
Yeah.
3. Then my knowledge
Yeah.
gets a bit spotty because I don't really know what happened to his career after City. But I know
There's one more big team.
it was in
big
Italy,
team.
wasn't it? I think it was AC Milan.
Yeah.
AC Milan.
Yeah, it was. That's 4. Well done.
4, and
Then
then
it gets very rogue. So like, I don't know
Yeah.
how Butler knows one of these.
I think he goes to China, doesn't he, or somewhere like that, or India
He
or
did
something.
go to China. He did.
Yeah, I can't remember the team name though. It begins with
Very
a
good,
G, I
Ben.
think.
It
think it
does begin
begins-
with a G. Yeah.
Jesus,
I can't pronounce
Alex
it.
was so
He
good.
actually. So he did Santos 108 apps, 47 goals. Real Madrid 101 apps, 25 goals. Then City 41 apps, 14 goals. Then AC 108 apps, 25 goals. Went back to Santos on loan for a couple of times in between. Then went to Gangju Evergrande.
Is
That
that the
right?
Chinese team?
Yeah, he was only there for 10 appearances, 3 goals. Then he went back to Brazil, Atletico Mineiro, where actually he played 80 times, scored 31 goals. Then went to Turkey for 2 years, was at Sivasspor and then Istanbul Başakşehir to finish his
Wow.
career in 2020.
That career
Actually,
started off
probably a
so
career that-
strongly, and then
Yeah.
it just
Didn't
got
he?
worse and
Wasn't
Died
worse.
of death, didn't it?
He was. I think he was slightly overrated. No, I
Yeah.
think
I mean,
he never really
Yeah.
lived up to the potential that potentially he had when he was at Santos that time.
did he
Well,
go
like
to
here, I'm just reading here. I think
to go to
he went a bit
prison?
off the rails. It says, yeah. In
Yeah.
2017, an Italian court convicted Robinho of sexual assault in a
Don't
2013
they all go to prison
um,
though? All those
rape
Brazilians.
of a woman at Milan nightclub. Yeah, so
Went to prison as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or went back
Ronaldinho's
around?
got like 8 wives or something, hasn't he? And then
something like that. Yeah,
Adriano's in prison for shooting someone for leading a gang in a favela.
just
wired,
yeah,
Yeah, wasn't Romario the same? He was a bit of a nut job as well.
yeah.
Ronaldo just ate loads of pie because he loved
Yeah.
pie.
But that actually takes the scores to
About 20
Ben-
for me.
Ben. You're on 5.5.
Whoa.
Oh, well done, Ben. Respectable.
Me on 4.5, and Butler on 14.
Well, I think
Very,
it's,
very good.
we can officially give Alex Butler the mid-season award of Quizmaster for sure.
Yeah.
No,
We'll add that
stupid
knowledge.
football knowledge.
Elite football knowledge. Yeah.
Very, very good. Right, that
Excellent.
brings us to the end of the episode. CJ, I think, considering your form, you have to be the one that gives us the 2026 sign off. And
I'm
you
just
bloody need
gonna.
it.
I'm just gonna bless myself
Do a
there.
few-
Like, come on,
yeah.
I need this to come to an end. But good luck to everyone this week. Fantasy's back. Thanks, chaps, and may the fantasy gods be with you all. And we'll see you next week.
See ya. Ben, I'm going to beat you. It's the Sonny and Shah Fantasy League.
And even though Son has left for the MLS,
our head-to-head league is still the best. Hosted by
Alex,
Ben,
CJ,
ABC.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
it's another fantasy podcast.
Oh, fuck me.